At the ninth chromatic stage of the second book of Bach's Well-Tempered Clavier, the stage of pitch class A-flat or G-sharp, take your pick, wonders abound. The A-flat major prelude is one of the longest and most impressive of the entire collection, a bold, self-assured essay with French overture pretensions and a fantastic, almost symphonic sweep. The movement is organized in broad paragraphs, most of which open with a four-measured declamatory statement for four voices, fanfare-like in quality. The bulk of the writing that follows is for a single voice in each hand, the two parts tripping blithely through colorful harmonic landscapes without a care in the world, not much troubled by the occasional minor key rain shower. The ending is most unexpected if you're hearing it for the first time, a sudden slippage into the parallel minor, raising doubts about everything, but followed by something tender and extraordinarily sweet, almost a benediction. The companion fugue also exudes joy, if nothing like glee. Rather, it's the joy of finding things out, to quote Richard Feynman. This fugue is a ricercare, cognate with the English research, an exploratory dissertation treating a subject rich in constituent motives and harmonic implications, accompanied at most entrances by a counter-subject consisting largely of a chromatic descent in quarter notes, heard first immediately after the first statement of the subject. This chromatic descent places a sobering stamp on what is otherwise a sunnily optimistic melody, with its gravitas fully realized just before the end in a parallel minor run-up to the impressive half-cadential moment that sets up an almost unbelievably chromatic coda. A glance at my harmonic analysis will tip you off as to just how chromatic this music is, and that quality will continue into the minor key movements, which bristle with secondary functions. For those minor key movements, Bach has again relied on the enharmonic shift that places the music in a more readable key signature than if the A-flat tonic had been retained. These two movements are as imposing as those in A-flat major, but for entirely different reasons. For this prelude, like a couple in Book 1 and quite a few in Book 2, Bach has chosen the embryonic sonata plan with its two repeated sections. Here, however, the composer's gaze, formally speaking, seems more directed to the past than to the future. The sonata outline is only an outline, with most of the exposition's material gone missing during a short recapitulatory section. In the harmonic sense, however, this music is plenty futuristic. The prelude is so harmonically unsettled that the divisions of the piece into the standard formal units is, I freely admit, somewhat arbitrary. Just look at how the first member of the second group plumbs those subtonic harmonies with an array of secondary functions that would make Richard Wagner envious. The character of that prelude is grim, determined, driven, implacable. And for all that, its fierce energy is infused with a kind of muscular joy that I find infectious. I bet you sense it too. The fugue is just a wonder, a monument of fugal construction whose rhythmic profile is as different from that of the prelude that preceded it as might be imagined. Here, the music needs no motor to drive it. Rather, it flows gently down the stream in a gentle, unbroken current of 6/8 time at a broad tempo, almost a dance, perhaps of the liturgical variety. This is a double fugue, but that doesn't become apparent until about the movement's halfway point, at which time a second subject comes in for an exposition, with the expectation that it will then share the first subject's limelight going forward. I believe I should say something about those two subjects. The first of them is a supple tune in running eighth notes, 4 balanced measures long, with the second half being a diatonic sequence of the first, a step higher. This subject is not exactly harmonically closed, but it is easily brought to closure, a fact that contributes to its naive, ingenuous quality. The second subject, hinted at a couple of times during the first half of the fugue, begins with a falling chromatic scale like that of the counter subject in the A-flat major fugue, only here the second subject then curls upward on itself and closes on the tonic. It is an excellent complement to subject 1, and when the latter returns during the fugue's big final paragraph, it is usually paired with the second subject. That's a dry, analytical way of describing one of the most breathtaking pieces of music I know. Tatiana Nikolayeva's playing is equally breathtaking. I hope you enjoy this as much as I do.